All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Daily Lives of High School Boys, Episode 4. All right, we got ourselves boys, and last episode we had some escapades with girls that were quite hilarious.
Indeed. Yep.
Quite amazing.
Oh, man. That one on the train where... he sees the mole hair, and it's just...
Oh, my God.
Just tearing himself up over it for weeks, months. And then finally, he says it. And she's like, oh, thanks. And that's it. Like,
the next episode apparently has something to do with culture festivals or something like that. And the... little credits thing in the previous one was like, oh, we're gonna meet new characters and stuff. So, ooh, that could be interesting.
Indeed.
But yeah, more hilarity, antics, and hijinks, and awkward pauses.
Definitely.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, and be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. Okay, that was amazing.
I love this show. Because it can do so many different kinds of jokes.
Yeah.
And they all work. Like,
they all pretty much work, yeah.
Even the let's just have Tadakuni just be there reading a book.
No, he wasn't even moving. Nope.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was just lying there. He wasn't reading a book or anything. He was just lying there, man. He was just...
Oh man. Yeah.
So a lot of this focused on Tadakuni when it came to the guys, but that's kind of him dealing with the gag of, oh my god, my friends, they're distant.
Right.
No,
him having all the serious kind of regular issues, you know.
Yeah. But then we got to introduce the girls from East High.
Yep.
Which, oh my god, I love that they went into more kind of showing things from their perspective. Because part of the silly dysfunction of the boys specifically is that they're often like, who knows where land, just imagining all kinds of nonsense just to fill the time of their day, which is amazing. That's so accurate. But the idea that, wait a minute. So girls, on the other hand, at high school, no, what their thing is that they're so completely preoccupied with just the insecurities thrust upon them by high school or what have you, that they... like they either have like they're just super nervous around guys or what have you, or they get like an inferiority complex or something here. It's just like,
and one of the other things that I love about this too is that so the characters in this show are pretty extreme, but especially when it comes to the girls. And usually you can look at it from the perspective of maybe they're actually like that.
Or maybe that's how the guys
how the guys see them.
Exactly.
So they're constantly terrifying and like screaming and like, you know, and doing all this stuff and they're just like, oh, this is awful, right? You know, but it actually might be something else. Who knows? But as far as the whole competitiveness between the schools, of course the guys take it way too seriously. They're like, all right, like there's a part of me that still wonders, like, did they actually stage this whole thing? Like the whole point of yes, they'll come here and all that stuff, and okay, make sure that the student council room looks immaculate.
Right.
We are going to serve them tea and cake. We are going to we are going to keikaku dori this so hard, right?
Yeah. I will say though that one of the things that I have noticed is that there is a stereotype perpetuated about guys being messy, girls being clean. That is not the case. I'll just say that right here, right now. It is completely dependent on the person.
Yes.
I have been in situations where it's like, holy crap, these guys are clean. They're clean. Other times where it's, I can smell the house from here.
Yep.
Then there's other times where I'm like, the girls, this place is rather nice. This is a really nice place. And then I notice like all these doors that are closed.
Right.
Not opening.
Ever.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
So one time, this is back when I was in like college age kind of time, stuff like that. And basically we'd end up, I stayed in a house with a whole bunch of guys and it was a good time and stuff. But we went over to this house, and this was like the ladies' place. Like there were like 10 ladies in this massive house, and they all got their own room, and it was just really nice and what have you. And we're like, well, let's go hang out there and have some fun. Well, I, with my own curiosity, went and decided to, being the shy introvert that I was, I, went to the bathroom, and then once I was done in the bathroom, I, tried to see, like, I wonder what any of the rooms are like here. So I went and opened up one door, and it was just the trashiest room. Because I had, like, no money when I was there, so I, like, shared a room with, like, 3 guys or what have you in my spot. This was just a nasty mess. And the best part about it was I had no idea whose room was whose. So I was just like, oh my. And then I was like, wait a minute, I wonder about the others. I went to like 6 of the rooms, and only one of them was remotely clean. Like, remotely. It was like just horrendous. And it's just that idea that, like, yeah, when you're young and you're immature, cleanliness? No. That has nothing to do with specific, like anything like that. It's just ridiculous. But anyway.
Like the save from the announcer guy, where it's like, okay, the light music club. Can you put on some background music?
Get some BGM in here.
Yeah. And then they start fighting, and it's all crazy, and they're like, And then how do they recover? Especially since, their president lost. And that concludes the performance of the 2 student council presidents, like,
nice, Kurosawa.
There you go, right? It's like, oh man. I love it. I love it.
I very much enjoyed kind of the twist constantly of kind of guys having to deal with the girls and it being like difficult and stuff at different points,
like but the reception area,
right? But different ways in which the delinquent guys basically were a twist on their own trope and basically just completely handled everything super well.
Well, like the fact that the delinquents are actually the ones that make up the student council,
right?
Like all right, awesome.
Is it that the actual like student council president like made sure that they won and they're his enforcers or what have you? Or is it actually that no, they look like delinquents, but they're actually the most
really responsible,
like, mature and respectable like guys in the school? Like for our main 3, they're just a bunch of airheads.
Yep.
They got nothing going on in here. Like they're pretty simple.
Yeah.
And yet freaking the end skit with what was his name? Yosh what was his name? Toshiyuki. Like, Toshiyuki, why don't you die? And he's just God. They're hissing again. He just tosses chocolates out.
Like, oh man, it's so bad, but it's so great. Like,
wow.
Like, and then they just, and they actually start like making like animal sounds as they're just tearing into it.
I have to wonder if there's a specific kind of like subtext joke that's being made here, because this whole skit was just called humor. So it's like they're not really wanting to tell us exactly what this is, but I'm like, is this kind of a symbol a little bit of ladies when it's getting a little bit intense, and then the guy freaks out and he's like, oh no, I don't know how to handle this, so throws chocolates at them and runs away.
Oh man. I feel like too in this show because like, okay, when they were in the student council room and she's like, probably think that like weird or something like that, and it's like she is absolutely clinically insane. Like they're just like, she is crazy, and it's way worse than what she's thinking. There's a part of me that is wondering if it's basically like a sort of poking fun at some of the anime tropes, right? Like the tsundere or whatever, right? And it's something that a lot of times the audience will just sort of put up with or accept because it's a cute character design, or it's anime, or there's some other side of them that whatever, right? As opposed to just No.
They're
this
crazy.
This
This
is
person
how
has problems.
like this is how high school guys would actually respond if there were like tsunderes in the world. They'd just be like, "Oh God!" Like
also the one bit that I have no idea what the gag in the midst of. I know the punchline is that he gets the delinquent guy to come and sit by her, and then it's suddenly she's like suddenly self-aware because of all the alpha energy coming from this terrifying guy, and she's just like, I'm painfully aware that I'm being a bit conceited right now. It's like, what are you even talking about? You were doing she was doing that to the other guy, to Yoshitake. So but what is great about this though is that regardless of any kind of jokes regarding guys or girls or what have you, when someone is sitting next to you and you have really no way to leave their presence, and they're just kind of rambling on about things that they don't really have any knowledge about, as if they do, that is one of the most annoying things ever, to just sit there and go,
I can't imagine what it must be like for you guys to listen to us go.
Sure. In some ways, I'm sure we do that quite a bit. It's so funny because in this case, it's one where it is actually, I would say, a little bit of a stereotype as well. The idea that guys know nothing about girls specifically, but girls know everything about girls and guys.
Right.
So it's like,
and then the proper response is sure. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
It is rather interesting though to see kind of moments where there's genuine connection and opportunities for learning, between different groups of people and stuff.
High school is not a great place to find that.
But high school is not a great place to find that. There's a lot of immaturity and insecurity and stuff like that.
Oh man.
But
not like that goes away after high school necessarily.
Not necessarily at all. No.
Yeah.
But wow.
But I loved how much posturing there was between the two schools, where it's like them trying to like puff out their chests and basically do like the rooster thing of the
It's actually a turkey, but
turkey, that's right. Yeah. But oh man. Oh, yep.
Okay. Yeah. We got ourselves a really funny episode, and also probably the most continuous one.
Yes.
Focusing on a specific specific event.
Which makes sense. Like if you're doing the culture festival, like in a skit based, like in a regular show, you might have an episode or a mini arc, Yeah. In a skit based show, how do you do that? Well, you have a bunch of
mini skits
strung together. And I loved the haunted house one where she's all being like super like confident and cocky,
her
and
friends
whatnot.
are dropping left and right.
Well, but also just the idea of like, okay, the test of courage and things like that in anime, it's a very common trope. Definitely. But it's something that I never really got, because it feels like, for me, those kinds of things feel like something where you have to go into it with the intention of wanting to get scared for the purposes of entertainment, or you don't really get scared because it's like, okay, it's a haunted house, right? Like,
you're not easily scared?
Well, okay, I'm scared by
Have you ever done a haunted house?
Yes.
I did one once. I never did one again.
Okay.
No, it's legitimately scary. Now, I was a lot younger, but let's be real. I was like 19 years old. Like, I wasn't like, 14 or 15 like these kids are. Yeah. So, yeah. I screamed like 3 times, like loudly, not like other times I'd be like, blah, blah, like that's what I would do. But other times when you get the good ones, it's usually not in the beginning. It's not in the beginning. Your mind gets worn down. Your psychological defenses slowly get whittled, and then you become jittery. You start to cold sweat, and then you're like, and then you relax just for the slightest bit, and something just comes out right at that specific time, and you just involuntarily just squeal. It's hilarious, but it's hilarious to look back on. But
right.
No,
but
it's
in
a
the
test
moment,
of courage in the moment to try and get through something like that without screaming. Gotcha. I'm like, ha, good one.
Well, so for me, what I love about this is that it's something where the girls up till this point have been kind of like, ridiculing the guys of like, what are they good at, kind of a thing. And they surprise them in certain areas, like the student council room being very clean and the tea and cake and all that stuff. But I love the idea that it's like, okay, we've seen over the course of this show, and we know from experience, that a lot of the things that occupy your mind when you're a boy in high school aren't exactly
Groundbreaking.
Yeah, right. So, but the idea that it's
not
like
necessarily a credit to your
right.
Yes,
But the idea that it's like, oh, a haunted house. They want to scare the bejesus out of some girls. Oh, they come up with some things like and you could tell they put effort into this. They're like inordinate amounts of effort. Like how in the hell they came up with those things, like having the organs like jiggle and like pumping and all that stuff. It's like no idea. But I absolutely believe that some determined, very bored high schoolers with a lot of time on their hands would do that. Like,
last joke, they keep poking the fun at the fourth wall. And the ones of like, how come you guys get an anime?
I'm getting your screen time.
Yeah. And Toshiyuki's just like, oh, whatever. It just goes back. Plays or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that we're not really supposed to remember their names or what have you. It's kind of a joke within the little bit.
Like you said,
we're introducing more characters, but it's not like you'll be in a problem if you don't remember any of their names.
Yeah.
But we are starting to see continuity, slight little bits from individual characters as they repeat outside of the main three.
Even the ones that look like Hidenori and Yoshitake.
Yeah.
And because like, okay, the first time of the eavesdropping and he's like, what are they talking about? Yeah, the fact that he didn't pick up on the different voices, that is a bit surprising. But for the gag, I love it. But then
coming back,
he has a serious concern. I think my friends are just putting up with me. And are we really friends? They don't really invite me out and such. And they're hanging out right now. I'm gonna go tell them. No, random strangers. Random strangers.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. Loving this show so much. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
That's right. I wrote a sci-fi novel. It's called Battle Lines, and it's really awesome. And it's on Amazon if you want to go check it out. Link in the description down below.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.